I never thought this would happen. This might be the best direct ever for me. The first Nintendo Direct of the year is today. I have seen all kinds of massive hopes for what could go on. Everything from a new Fire Emblem to Xenoblade 3, Mario Kart 9. The creator of Earthbound kind of shouted out the Direct today, so some people are hoping for Mother 3. I think it's more likely just going to be Earthbound on NSO, but I mean, hey, if it ended up being Mother 3 or even both, that would be cool. In terms of my own expectations, I'm trying my best not to really build up or hype up too much. If anything, as far as new stuff goes, I feel like it's about time for another Fire Emblem. It could be a second half of the year release, so might not show up today, but if I was gonna put money on anything, that's the one thing that I feel like might happen. So let's go ahead and find out. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got. We got our usual little COVID warning, which, I mean, makes sense. They really want to be careful to make sure they don't get anyone's hopes too much high if delays happen. Oh, right away. Okay, so I was right to think and hope for Fire Emblem, because this is clearly Fire Emblem. Are we doing a direct sequel to Three Houses? This looks very much the same style. Oh, they're doing Warriors. I talked about this a couple months ago, how I thought this could be a possibility of doing another Fire Emblem Warriors game focused on Three Houses, and that is exactly what it looks like we're getting. Awesome, I'm all for it. I hope we still get other Fire Emblem news, but I will take this. I'm curious if they'll do anything with the Three Houses thing in terms of the factions, which is something that kind of older Dynasty Warriors games did. I mean, the whole point of those was to have the three different main families, or main dynasties. So I wonder if that's gonna be a thing in this where the campaign has different perspectives based on which one you play. Hopefully that's the case. I also wonder how this is gonna interplay with the plot of the original game. Are we rerunning events? Is it gonna be something a little more original and switched up? Oh man. I usually avoid doing prediction stuff, but I should have just thrown this one out as a possibility, because this is something I've talked about as something that would be cool to see happen, and here it is. Would not have anticipated. It also looks like we're getting some original characters, or maybe the option to... Yeah, they're definitely changing some stuff. It's not just characters from the game, so... June, awesome. All right, so we're gonna do the kind of headline back-to-back. Advance Wars, which was pushed back, so this is probably just gonna be a little check-in, let us know the release date, still locked in. Actually, I don't think we have a release date locked in. I think they delayed it and just said, yeah, it'll come out eventually. It's gonna be really interesting to compare, because I will say part of my love of Advance Wars is I just really like that particular pixelated style they had for the GBA. And this redesign looks cool. I kind of wish maybe they gave the option of the old visuals, but... And April 8th, there we go. Oh, okay. So No Man's Sky is getting ported to the Switch. That makes sense, actually. Yeah, you could run it, probably gonna have to take some sacrifices here and there, but especially now that the game has been severely fixed. I actually haven't revisited this game since the initial launch. I know it's gotten much, much better. I actually wasn't even that mad at it when it initially came out, but I know there's been all kinds of constant updates to where it's basically an entirely different game than when it first launched, so... Maybe it's time for me to take another whack at it with the Switch. Just kind of play it in handheld mode. Chill. Yeah, this is actually so much different from what I remember actually playing from way back when. Oh, is it happening? Is it happening? Holy, we are getting a new Strikers. I feel like I've joked about this, well, not even joked, I've just talked about this every year as this is the Mario sports game I want to see come back. I never really cared that much for golf. I never cared that much for Mario Tennis. I would always say I want to see a new Strikers, and it's finally happening. And that means it's soon too, because this Direct's supposed to be mostly stuff the first half of the year. So this has to be in the next couple months. I mean, maybe June at the latest. Oh my God. It's about time. Yes. Oh man. Oh, so they're adding a gear system? Interesting. Okay, so it's kind of like with Mario Kart, how you can change tires and that kind of thing and adjust some of your stats, and same deal here. Just really simple. Look, like I said, I try not to go on these with a lot of expectations, but we are 4 announcements in, and we already have Strikers and Fire Emblem Warriors. I already like this Direct. They could announce almost nothing the rest of this, and I would be A-okay. Obviously, we have over 30 minutes left, so there's gonna be more, but... I can't believe we actually, that we already have these 2 things announced. Travis is probably losing his mind in the other room if he's actually watching this. Yeah, June 10th, okay. So yeah, June, I mean, that's kind of the cutoff for the first half, so. Oh my, I don't play a lot of Mario sports games, but Strikers in particular is just one that I always really had a lot of fun with, especially on the GameCube, and I can't believe it's really happening. Oh. little more serious looking, at least at first. And oh, it's Splatoon. Okay, yeah. Figured Splatoon 3 would make an appearance. I can't recall actually if we have a date for that yet because I don't pay as hard attention to Splatoon as I do some other games. But I know it's supposed to be this year. But yeah, you know, I mean, I feel the same way about this as I do with every time I see Splatoon, where, yeah, this looks neat. I'll probably try it out, give it a shot. I believe this one has a single-player campaign like 2 did, so I'll probably end up playing through that. Just not my kind of thing that I'm gonna completely lose myself in. I am very happy for anyone who loves Splatoon. I also, to be honest, my brain is still just on I can't believe Strikers is happening. Like, I'm actually really glad Splatoon is what they followed with, because since it's not entirely my kind of thing, I have a little more time to just be like, huh, okay. Like, I'm usually not the type to get so hyped that I'm gonna like get out of my seat and stomp around, because I usually feel like that's a little over the top, at least for me. I almost did that with the Strikers reveal. It's this close. Oh, and still no date for Splatoon 3. That's surprising, actually. Summer 2022, and they're just leaving it at that. Real quick, one thing I forgot to mention at the top of the video is something I would maybe hope to see. This is definitely a reach. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would love it to. Triangle Strategy, which is coming out very soon, has a really cool looking collector's edition, at least cool to me, that is only slated for Europe right now. I'd love a last second reveal for US. That'd be nice. Oh, you know, Front Mission is one of those games that I feel like conceptually I should be really excited about. I love mechs, I love tactics games, and yet it's a series I never have actually put any real time in. This might be a good opportunity for me to jump in, because yeah, like tactics and robots, that should just already be a thing that sells me. I might be misremembering, but Front Mission is Square Enix, so that's another. They've been so on top of ports and remakes lately. Oh, and then Front Mission 2 Remake also getting confirmed. Yeah, Square Enix has been so on top of their ports and remakes. There's more stuff, obviously, I want to see, but this has been just another thing. Like, I really love that's become an emphasis. I hope to see other companies like Capcom and even Konami. It would be great to see more ports and remasters like Square's been doing, because it's been great. Also, we have another kart competitor with a Disney one. I think right now Chocobo GP is where I'm putting most of my hype for a racing game at the moment. Unless maybe we get a Mario Kart 9 reveal like some people are hoping for. This looks cool though. I'm not as big on Disney as I am on some other properties. I'm also not seeing any specific characters that I would lose my mind for. Who would I want to play if there was, like, Wally? I'd be down for Wally. If we had like a Wally racer. Donald, I do like Donald. As long as he has all the right sound effects about being angry. Oh wow, we're getting Force Unleashed? All right. Asperger's been doing they've been bringing back a lot of the classic Star Wars games. I know that they did for KOTOR and Jedi Outcast, both of them made their way on new systems. I think Republic Commando as well. So yeah, makes sense that they're just gonna follow through and do this as well. Oh, it's the Wii version. That's why this looks weird. I was like, this isn't what I remembered this game looking like. That's interesting. I don't think I ever actually played the Wii version of this game. It definitely looks very different. Ezio Collection, which I think was either leaked or already announced. I can't remember the specifics right now, but I think we already knew this one was going on. I'm down. The Ezio trilogy, I think, is a really good peak for the series, as early as it was. Brotherhood is, in my opinion, if not the best Assassin's Creed, very close. So yeah, it'd be cool to have on handheld. The trailer frame rate isn't looking great, if I'm being honest, but that's not always indicative of the final release. So hopefully that's the case here. Hey, more robots. We got Gundam, but it's the kind of chibi kid one. Yeah, might still be fun. Oh, here we go. We had this talk before. Chrono Cross was very heavily rumored that we were going to get a new one, and here it is, Chrono Cross Remake. What's interesting is they're calling it the Radical Dreamers Remix, which Radical Dreamers was a Japan-only, basically visual novel that turned into Chrono Cross eventually. Like, they took elements from that and turned it into Chrono Cross. So I wonder if they're gonna have that as part of this, like if there's just a way to boot up Radical Dreamers as a little side game, because it's really interesting they're using that name. I also hope this means that Chrono Trigger is gonna get on Switch in some form. Oh yeah, there we go. Radical Dreamers is gonna be playable as part of it. Kirby time! I'm really excited to see where this game goes. Like, I like Kirby a lot, but I also just really enjoy Nintendo 3D platformers. Like, Super Mario Odyssey was fantastic, and it looks like this is definitely taking some cues from that, but, you know, making it with the Kirby formula as well. So, is he about to become a car? Oh, Kirby, no. Kirby! Wow. Okay. This, look, my memory isn't always the clearest. I'm not gonna say that I like perfectly remember Review Direct. Between all the announcements we got at the open of this one, plus a lot of Square Enix news, because I'm just a big JRPG nerd, so having, you know, Front Mission remakes, Chrono Cross with Radical Dreamers getting an official translation, this might be the best Direct ever for me. Like, for me specifically, I'm sure there's gonna be some people that are, whatever, no Breath of the Wild 2, bust, I don't care. I really like this Direct so far, and we're only barely halfway through. There's still over 20 minutes to go. Usually they try to save some good stuff for the end too, to really blow it up. So if this is how much we've covered in the first 20 minutes, what are they gonna close with? I was saying behind the scenes earlier how with Directs like this, you know, I'm gonna shoot my reactions, and if I don't really like them, maybe we'll just go ahead and scrap it and do like a more cohesive, oh, my thoughts after kind of thing. This has been so good. I can't see just not uploading these reactions because this has been awesome. Like, I'd be lying if I said this was like the top of my list of stuff I'm hyped for this year, just because there's a lot of great RPGs coming up over the next couple months, but Kirby's, like, that looks awesome. I hope I'm done with other games in time to play it. All right, MLB The Show coming to Switch, which you already knew about, and that's cool. I'm not a sports guy. I'll take this time to catch up on my tweets. Collections, I like collections. Oh, it's the cloud versions of Kingdom Hearts. I often talk about how I'm like happy just to have options. I feel like cloud only versions, it's just not for me. I love when you have the choice to play something via streaming or play it on a system directly, because you have that choice. Buying a dedicated cloud version only of a game, I'm not sold on it. Maybe I gotta mess with it more, but I don't know. I like the idea of, if I'm buying a game, I have it in some form. Klonoa? What? When was even the last Klonoa game? I haven't, okay, so this is a franchise, I'll admit, I have not actually played much at all. I have friends who love it, and it's just not one I've experimented with. I'm not sure when the last one was made. That's super cool though. Portal? Okay. There's a lot of ports going on in this one. I mean, there's been a lot of also just dedicated new games, which are great too, but I mean, this, Force Unleashed, we got ports going on right now. That's cool. I've played Portal enough that I'm like, all right, that's sweet. Anyone who hasn't played Portal before, you should check it out. Another classic comes alive. Is this another port remaster? Are we just bringing everything back right now? Is this Live Alive? Holy. Live Alive is a game that never came out in the US, never got official translation. I may have played it using certain means back in my younger days. It is a super interesting, really unique RPG, and I had to tweet this one out because I was just freaking out so much. Like, Live Alive is such a flawed, weird RPG from the SNES that I absolutely loved. Like, it just oozes its own unique flavor, this concept of playing these characters across different time periods, and the way it all kind of comes together in this weird way. It was such a cool, interesting game, and I never thought this would happen. I never thought this game would get a port to the US. Like, it was way too small of a release. This is the best Direct ever for me. Like, legit, like I can't think of anything that would ruin this momentum at this point. Like, the RPG love going on here and the games getting revealed. Oh, man, it's Nintendo Switch Sports is also a really cool announcement. Don't get me wrong, I loved Wii Sports, but I need a moment to come down still. I can't believe what's been announced today. Like, I legit can't. Like, the fact that, like, Fire Emblem Warriors, sure, could have seen that coming, super cool. Strikers, big surprise, didn't see it coming. Live Alive, along with Radical Dreamers getting a translation. I mean, this is almost turning into like a weird Square Enix Direct, and I'm all for that because it's them bringing back a lot of really classic games from a golden age, many of which I never thought we'd see again. Like, in what timeline does a Live Alive remake actually make sense? I don't know, but I'm glad I'm living in the one where it's happening. I feel a little bad because Wii Sports is actually a really cool announcement, and I feel like I should be like being extra hype about this right now, but I need to catch my breath. This is gonna be a really weird, deep reference. I feel like if anyone has ever watched the really old classic Christmas Carol movie, specifically Alistair Sim, he has this very manic scene at the end of the film where he's just so overjoyed, and it's like the giddiest I've ever seen an old man in something. That's how I feel right now. Like, I'm losing my mind. Like, I can't. What is this Direct? Okay. Tekken no Tatsujin, also really cool. Sorry guys, I'm like the Live Alive thing put me over some kind of edge, I think. Taiko Tatsujin is also really awesome. Great rhythm game. Cool that we're getting another one on Switch. Like, sweet. All right, checking in with Triangle Strategy, which again, if you guys want a last second announce US release for Collector's Edition, I'd be all for it. Probably not happening. Yeah, as I mentioned before, this is probably the game I'm most looking forward to this year along with Sea of Stars. It's just, I've been waiting so long for something that just feels like playing Tactics Ogre and Final Fantasy Tactics, and while there's been a lot of great love letters made by other companies trying to tap into it, this feels like the first time that's really close to it. Oh, and then we're gonna have a demo that can be transferred to the full game. Wait, did they say available today? I guess my plan tonight is set. Cuphead DLC sounds great. Cuphead news is awesome. I already kind of lost my mind for this when it was revealed at, what was that? Was it an Xbox event of some sort? We already knew this was coming. Oh, it was at the Game Awards, that's right, yeah. So, awesome. Glad to just have it kind of checked in on for Switch. Metro Dread free update. One-hit KO mode, great. There's some games I enjoy replaying for the sake of challenge. I don't know if I'm gonna play a one-hit KO mode. I'm excited for everyone that wants to really test themselves. Oh, and there we go. Earthbound on, they haven't specifically said it, but come on, that's set up. Something's bound for Switch. Yeah, Earthbound on NSO. Okay, cool. I'm really sorry for anyone who's really hoping that Mother 3 is going to get confirmed. Unless that's the follow-up here. That might happen, I don't know. That's great that Earthbound's going to be playable. It's certainly better than trying to track down a physical copy on Switch, or on SNES at this point. A little expensive. I love the fact that I'm seeing Earthbound on NSO, and while I'm excited for it and I'm happy, so much other stuff has already happened that I'm just like, yeah, this is great, cool. I'm glad that's happening. Oh man. Oh, so we're getting Earthbound and we're getting Mother. They are okay. That's real. Okay, I don't think anyone even talked about that as a possibility, actually. I feel like everyone fixated on either Earthbound or Mother 3. I didn't see anyone talk about just Mother. So that's cool. That's super cool. So then the question is, are we completing the trio? Are we going 3 for 3? And is it time for a montage? We're doing a montage. Other games and other stuff. Okay, cool. Oh, good Suikoden. Cool. That was a Apple Arcade limited exclusive, so that's awesome to have on Switch. Are we actually getting Mario Kart 9? So we're not getting Mario Kart 9, we're getting Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC in the form of more stages from past games. That's wild how long it's been that, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was a launch title for the Switch, and here we are almost 5 years later, and it's getting DLC. That's cool. I think given the kind of talk that's been on the internet lately, there's gonna be mixed feelings about this, but the momentum of everything else, this doesn't bother me at all. Cool, more stuff to play. A proper new game would be neat, but might as well. Yeah, that's cool. More Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is good. I think, obviously, a lot of people have talked about getting a proper sequel, which would be a little more hype-inducing, but that's cool. That we're just gonna make this a more full game. I wonder if they might add more characters. Oh, and it's being added to the expansion pack. So we've talked about this before, that the expansion pack, having just Happy Home Paradise felt a little weird if you're paying all this extra money and, you don't play Animal Crossing. So it's interesting that we now have a confirmed other game involved in that. Last game, here we go. What's the out? What are we getting out on? This looks like it could be a Xenoblade game. I think we got Xenoblade 3, people. Interesting, there's elements here that are from both Chronicles and Chronicles 2. This looks like, are they crossing over the universes? Because the Mechanis are a thing from Chronicles, but then there's a lot of stuff here that looks like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 type content. They're technically different worlds, even though it's a complex RPG thing. But the point is, it looks like they're crossing over elements of both games' settings, which I'm in. What is this direct? Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is confirmed. September, we don't have a specific date yet. Oh, there you go. And they even just confirmed that, yes, it's a crossover of 1 and 2's universes. This is the best direct ever. I have no, whatever. I'm sure for other people, there's going to be some specific direct that stands out more to them. But for me personally, the games I care about, the franchises I love, the kind of stuff that's coming back in this, Live Alive, Strikers, Xenoblade 3, Fire Emblem Warriors, more stuff that my brain just can't even fully pull from right now because I can't believe that much all happened in one direct. It was tailored for everything I get excited for. Best direct ever. That's the final thought. I can't. Best direct ever.